The language of the Piraha tribe, spoken by only a few hundred people, is considered to be one of the most difficult languages to learn. The Piraha tribe speaks a rare and mysterious language of the same name that might be completely different from every other language in the world. Researchers believe that it's missing what some consider a universal characteristic of all languages: recursion. But what makes this language just so difficult to master? There are only two numerals, 1 and 2, and there's no colours other than light and dark. As well as being spoken, the language can also be whistled or hummed. The Piraha lack history, folklore, and a creation story. They have no myths and no fiction. Everyday stories play the community-binding role that folktales do in other societies. In order to tell a story, there must be an eyewitness alive at the time of the telling. Number 1. The unique grammatical structure. This is unlike any other known language. What makes this so different is that it lacks recursion, which means that it does not have the ability to embed phrases within phrases. But just how hard is it for outsiders to try and learn this language? Let's dive into the language and take an example. The dog walked down the path. The dog bit the man. They are the same dog. In English, we can simplify the sentence to just say, the dog that bit the man walked down the path. But in the Piraha language, clauses have to exist in separate sentences. You cannot have a sentence inside of another sentence, which goes against famous linguist Noam Chomsky. Number 2. Phonemes. Distinctive sound speeches within a language. English has around 45, but Piraha speakers only use 10 or 11 phonemes. The phonemes are divided into 3 vowels. Now this isn't unusual for a language to have 3 vowels. Take Arabic for example. But if a language has 3 vowels, it is likely that these will be I, O, and U. But the Piraha language breaks this tradition, with I, O, and A as the 3 vowels. The consonants are familiar to English speakers: P, T, K, B, G, H, S. But in the Piraha language, there is an additional consonant, called a glottal stop. A consonant made by closing or suddenly opening the glottis, an opening in the vocal folds. This is just as important as any other consonant. There are also differences in speech between men and women. Many women have merged the S and the H phonemes to just H, whereas with men, the S and H phonemes are kept separate to each other. Number 3. Numbers and colours. The Piraha language is the only country on Earth without a number or colour system. But how is it possible for locals to have conversations without any words for these topics? The truth is that locals can survive just fine without them. A mother will not know how many children she has, but she will know their names, their faces, and everything else a mother should know. She has no need to count how many children she has. Locals can't answer questions like 1 + 1, or they can't count to 10. With colours, they use descriptions. For example, red would be like blood. Number 4. Tone. The Piraha language can be spoken, sung, hummed, or whistled. A tonal language is a language that utilises pitch to determine a word's meaning or grammar. This may sound like a strange concept, but it's the case for a few languages that you might have already heard of, such as Mandarin and Thai. Though the number of Piraha speakers is small, use of the language is vigorous, and most speakers are monolingual, with elements of Portuguese being loaned out to the language. Piraha isn't going extinct anytime soon, and several of these amazing facts combine to make Piraha, without question, one of the strangest and most interesting languages out there. If you made it to the end of the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing, and let me know what you think about the Piraha language in the comments. Until next time.